Nick Cave is an American artist well known for his sound suits, surreal and majestic objects that blend fashion and sculpture. Their intention is to serve as suits of armor, the first originating in response to the Rodney King beatings. The sound suits are now revered as beacons of empowerment and form a metaphorical second skin that obscures race, gender, and class. Nick Cave describes the sound suits as the making of a second skin. One must learn to build up this tough skin in order to cope with fear and frustration. In our designed exhibit space, the visitor moves through the journey of growing said skin. At the beginning of the exhibit, the history and background of the sound suits are explained through video interviews and projected text along the walls and ceilings. As the visitor continues to venture into the space, they witness the second skin growing from the bottom of their feet up onto the wall surrounding them and being pulled by wires that disappear into the ceiling. With the more knowledge that visitors learn about the sound suits, the higher the metaphorical skin continues to grow.
At the core of the exhibit, the visitor is welcomed by an eccentric entrance not dissimilar to the shape and texture of some of Nick Cave's most iconic sound suits. The entrance signifies a warm welcoming, and the celebration space that it opens up to is the sense of freedom represented by the adornment of a sound suit. We call this area of the exhibit the sound space. Since many of our visitors may never have the opportunity to wear a sound suit, we wanted to create a space that gives off the same feeling as wearing one. The goal is to give the visitors the same confidence and security they would feel while in a sound suit. This space was inspired by another Nick Cave project called The Let Go, an interactive art installation that encouraged New Yorkers to come out and dance. It also featured performances by his sound suits that are projected onto the walls of our exhibit. In an interview for The Let Go, Nick Cave states, "How do we find refuge to release this sort of anguish and frustration? What better way than a dance floor?" The sound space, unlike the rest of the exhibit, is loud, filled with music, and full of bright lights of color. It is a large open area with floor-to-ceiling projections circulating the walls, hopefully inspiring visitors to join in the dance. It is meant to be a judgment-free, safe space where everyone is welcomed no matter race, gender, or class, just as Nick Cave sound suits. Visitors are encouraged to stay in this space for as long as they want. There will be seating in the sound space to motivate visitors to stay after their long trek, especially if they're not comfortable dancing. The sound space will have a reason for everyone to stay and enjoy the feeling that Nick Cave created with his sound suits. This is the final step of the journey, the grand finale, a celebration of empowerment achieved after experiencing a pathway of knowledge while guided by a protective layer of thick skin.
The floor plan we have designed can be separated into three main categories, read as three concentric spaces. The innermost ring is our celebration space, the sound space. This is ultimately the main goal of the journey. The second is the main pathway of knowledge. This holds all of the video and projected text. And the outermost ring is made up of nooks holding four of Nick Cave's sound suits. These outliers encourage visitors to break from the journey and bask in the all-encompassing beauty of these objects. Whereas the main path is filled with knowledge, the sound suits are meant to obscure information. That is why they deviate from the main path.
Materiality is such a vital part in Cave's sound suit designs that we wanted to enhance his visions even further. Each sound suit is displayed in its very own separate room from the rest of the exhibit. This is done so each unique sound suit can get its own recognition. The rooms are completely covered from ceiling to wall to floor in a finish that corresponds and complements to the materiality of the sound suit. The visitor will feel completely engulfed in the sound suits and be able to appreciate them